You know what? I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start it since we're talking Star Wars.
Fuck
All
yeah.
right, let's start the podcast. We have Luis Kaya from Mango Napalm, also known as the Cat Daddy. We have Noel Granada um, from Mango Napalm, also AKA Stevie Wonderbread. Oh my God! Look who we have. Well, I'll have you introduce her.
This is Sookie, my cat. And the cat daddy. He is the son that I am the daddy to.
So cute. Yeah, my two girls were running around, but now they're gone. Anyways, we were talking about Star Wars.
Yes, we were.
All right, so you watched just to catch up. You were watching. You saw the Clone Wars, and you saw Rebels.
Rebels, yeah. And I was able to appreciate elements of it, that they took from the prequels, obviously, and all that, but it made me hate the prequels more because I said, this is what they should have done.
Oh yeah.
They should have done it like that. Mostly. There are a few things.
But isn't that him? That's the guy, right? He did both.
Yeah. And with a huge amount of suggestions from Lucas. But,
yeah.
I'm sure not everybody wants to hear about stuff.
No, but what's your take on Mandalorian?
For the most part, it's really good as far as capturing what Star Wars should be as far as story, and character. A few elements, have the Disney stuff, the current Disney, thing, and there's no getting around it. But I can get over it enough to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they, but then they announced today that they're doing 10 different Lucasfilm projects. That's going to up in their face because they're banking too much on the success of this. But a lot of the reason is because John Favreau is so focused, and he's trying to keep the bad elements out, the shit that sunk the prequels and all this, or the sequels rather. But on the other stuff, he's not going to be able to avoid that. And he tends to focus on story and character. How well or how nuanced or however you want to call it that is, or how you feel he does with it, that's debatable for people. I get that.
Sure.
Not everything he does is great, of course, but he at least focuses on it. He knows that that's what will sell or what gets people invested.
Yeah.
With all these other people, they got that Leslie Headland, who's a terrible writer and doesn't like Star Wars. But yeah, give her a whole series. Yeah, go ahead.
What is she doing? What is she gonna? I didn't see that.
She's Acolyte.
I don't know what that is.
They haven't given much information.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be terrible.
It's so weird. 10 different Star Wars
stories. It's going to blow up in their face.
That's too weird. It sounds like they're just going to throw like a bunch of crap on the wall and see what sticks. And then
did you see how many reboots they're doing for the whole Disney Plus stuff? Everything's a reboot or a remake.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. I just watched that new Lady and the Tramp.
Why would you watch that?
Because that's what I go and do, man. I watch all.
Oh, that's right. You watch whatever movie. That's your thing.
It was disappointing. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I actually enjoyed it more.
You even didn't like it?
I don't like a lot of the remakes except for I think there was one. I thought Beauty and the Beast was okay. But the Lady and the Tramp, I mean, it's just getting really. I didn't like Lion King, so I already knew I wasn't gonna like Lady and the Tramp because you got animals trying to talk like humans, and it's like it doesn't work, for me with this live action stuff. It just doesn't.
The best remake was 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close and what's his name? What was his name? Not Greg Daniels. Jeff Daniels. Yeah, Jeff Daniels. I thought that movie was really fun. None of the dogs talked. It was like a real, I thought that was great. That's my favorite remake.
Yeah. Well, no, I just watched that new
Disney.
What about? Did you see the Mulan?
No way.
I tried.
Oh, you tried?
I tried.
It was okay. It wasn't like
I heard it was really bad, and then like Mulan was like basically a superhero. Yeah.
It's stupid. That whole thing is.
But you know what?
Nobody's bad anymore unless you're a fucking man. It's just terrible.
But I have to say though that going back to the Mandalorian at least.
Yes.
Like, dude, I wish that series was the way that Disney could have done the new movies.
Oh, of course.
You know, I'm like, where the fuck was this?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I wanted and you know, it's the Mandalorian, as exciting as it can be, because it's like, okay, like this is what I want from the Star Wars. It's at the back of my mind where I'm like, well, this is leading up to all the stupid bullshit and the newer stuff that I don't care for anymore. You know?
Right.
So I don't know. It's just, and now, like you said, like I just read that today too, that they're planning to do that with Star Wars and Marvel. I think I don't know what they're doing for Marvel, but
well, I just saw.
Many things.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
The Marvel, the She-Hulk. They finally posted a trailer for Loki, and that looks interesting. At least.
Yeah, that looks interesting. WandaVision looks crazy.
WandaVision looks good because
that's the most exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one's. Doctor Strange could be cool.
I didn't see that one.
They got Sam Raimi. They got Sam Raimi to be part of it. So
really?
It won't be the Gift. It'll be Spider-Man too. Let's hope.
Yeah.
You mean Freddie Mercury?
Oh my god.
Yeah, we do the soundtrack. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. They're throwing shit up and seeing what sticks, like you said, and and that's it's the dangers of corporations. They've become monopolies again.
Yeah.
But because they have the right people on their side, nobody's breaking them up. And now entertainment's only being held by a few key companies, and now distribution is going to be held by them. So it's just no.
It'll be pretty interesting.
It'll be pretty
Yeah.
for the next 10, 15 years of entertainment.
Yeah.
Or art in general, because a lot of it is, before, you could have a great art movie, but where are people going to see it? Not everybody likes Tubi or Pluto TV or whatever. All the distribution of it's going to be really crazy. And thankfully YouTube is still kind of YouTube, but the algorithm really screws you.
And the algorithm, got screwed recently. I know.
Yeah.
Recently in like YouTube's history. Yeah.
Right. It's skewed towards corporations.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard, but that's why I support people like the Critical Drinker, High Top Films,
right?
People that are just trying to do something, something fun.
no, I know. Yeah, Critical Drinker is so good. He's such a rat bastard. He's so great.
Have you seen any of that stuff, Noel?
Yeah.
Never. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's great.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
He's a Scottish author. He's actually an author. And he initially had his YouTube channel was initially just a game review, video game guy. But as in the last 10 years or so, as movies, or really in the last 5 years, where it's become very much more obvious, where the shift from just trying to tell a story and having the crap to do so, to, hey, let's just change all the characters' race and gender and have somebody who's never written anything before, just but they fit that demographic. Let's do that. And or instead of hey, let's create a story, hey, let's remake this. And gender swap and race swap. And or hey, we need to make everything about messages. And then it loses so much. And so he's skewing that. It's hilarious. He
does it such a funny way. Yeah, he's like drunk when he does it. That's why it's like the Critical Drinker, and he's just shitting on movies, but it's such an eloquent, and in that accent, he's Scottish. You said?
He's Scottish. He skews up the accent.
He definitely skews it up. I've heard him in like interviews, and he has an accent, but it's like it's not as like
nearly is.
It's not as obvious as like a Craig Ferguson or something.
No, it's not even obvious. No, you'll see when you watch it. He like cranks it up.
The Critical Drinker. Start anywhere. You'll
Yeah,
enjoy it.
yeah. Any.
Is he on YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's only on
Okay.
YouTube. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. It's the
Well-
only Patreon thing I have. He's the only person I actually do Patreon for.
No shit.
Not Instagram models, not
Yeah, I just have
strippers.
like I was gonna say OnlyFans. Oh yeah, check out Blake Dedley's OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com/Blake Dedley. I show feet videos and shoulder videos.
You got.
And you could. There's always somebody. You never know.
I
You
know.
never
I mean, I got to make money during this pandemic somehow, right?
know.
I'd pay money to see that.
Indeed. Well, we don't have to. We're in a band.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Noel, you're playing with the boners more. We'll see you in
We
the
saw
rehearsal.
that. Yeah.
Kinda. We just got together to rehearse because Israel wanted to go back to France and go see his girlfriend, and he was telling me how much of a process that was just to get onto the plane to go.
Yeah.
Because by that time, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, they'd already been trying to plan to shut everything down again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, and then he had to get like a COVID test a week in advance, and then had to make sure that he was quarantining. And then once he knew that test they had to give him another test at the airport. I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, I don't even want to come down because his brother caught COVID.
Oh shit. Does he
And
live
none
with
of
his
his,
brother?
yeah, he lives with his brother. So I was like,
Oh, shit.
fuck. And he quarantined for 2 weeks, and they said that they tested and they never had it. So something happened where they were living in the house with his brother that had COVID, but he never spread it to any of them.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it was kind of weird.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, how that works.
Yeah. Well, that's what I keep saying with anything with this damn COVID shit. I don't know what it's once somebody gets it, what it's really doing in your body once you catch it. Depending on your health, whatever. If you've got a pre-existing condition, I don't know.
Apparently, it doesn't matter if you have a something before. You could be completely healthy. We know 4 people. America and I know 4 people on her friend's side who got it recently. All 4 are healthy. One of them in the hospital.
Yeah.
Like,
why? It's like
crazy.
Why though? Why though? That's
yeah.
what
No.
I
He
know.
had no. Yeah. It seems weird. I don't know. I don't know.
Medicine is not a science; it's an art. Unfortunately, we're all different. Medicine isn't a science; it's an art.
Yeah.
Or it's a practice.
It's a practice, yeah. Because you can learn everything about the body, and
practice makes perfect.
Everybody reacts differently to a lot of different stuff.
That's why I actually do want to do. I wasn't really interested in like those like 23andMe or the ancestry stuff. You give your blood to the internet and then you like find out who you are. It's like I didn't really care for that, but there's like one option in 23andMe where you can find out like what like foods your body needs and like what your ancestors used to eat, what you should probably eat, and like and also like what foods and what kind of like
vitamins.
Vitamins you need, just all the different like health things. And I was like, okay, that might actually be interesting. Apparently my uncle on my father's side, Michael, he did it and he found out he has like this thing in his stomach where it basically makes him feel like he's hungry all the time. And I'm like, that's what I have. I'm hungry all the time. Like 5 minutes after I eat, it's like, all right, when's the next
You
meal?
and Dish, man.
Yeah.
That sounds like a tapeworm.
It's something, that he has apparently. So I probably have it too.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have yet.
I want to look into that.
I've yet to do those yet. I've debated it.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, it is a little weird to just give your blood to a no-face organization who apparently one of them sold the company to like some like government agency or something recently.
No thanks. Yeah.
Don't you want to be cloned in like 200 years though?
Maybe.
It won't be me. And who knows what they'll do to it, it'll be like The Prestige, where they just keep killing you over and over again.
I know. Who was the real Hugh Jackman?
Right.
Well, anyways, I do have a few prepared questions, believe it or not.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
what I know. So what have you guys been doing musically? I mean, I know what you guys have been doing musically, but just let the people know. Oh, excuse me. Got a call. Let's start with Luis.
All right. Well, I've been playing on Friday nights, just an acoustic, and playing and doing videos on the fly for the Facebook. I stopped using it for a long time, and then I said, you know what? I just need to do this for myself. And then I didn't intend to do it weekly, but then it became a weekly thing. So I'm doing that on Friday nights, where I find songs to play. For the first few months, it was a lot of older stuff I did. Now I'm jumping all over the place, trying to find stuff that I've never done or liked but never tried. And then I'm learning how to record through what do you call a direct audio interface? You know, those recorders I use. Trying to learn how to do that. It's pretty slow going for me because I've never recorded.
Yeah.
When I started playing, I focused on playing live. You know, that was my whole thing. I never tried, doing any of that stuff. So, you know, I'm 15, 20 years behind the kids who can just, you know, all of a sudden they have 50 songs on SoundCloud. And I'm completely behind on that. So it's like learning a new language. It's pretty slow going, but I'm trying. And then, once that and then I'm taking music lessons too. I'm relearning music so I can actually understand it better. You know, I have an ear for it and everything. So now I want to understand why I understand what I understand. So I'm not learning how to write music as far as, notation like that, but it's more, why does this work? Why doesn't it? And what are you doing when you play stuff? We actually broke down a Mango song. We did Age of 24.
Oh, nice! Really?
Because okay, I know this part is like this, and I know what this chord is, but then that weird chord we do for the bridge.
Yeah.
I know that it was. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm playing, but I never knew what it was. It was just a weird chord that I made up right then and there. Mm-hmm. And so I took that to my music teacher, and he didn't know what it was either. We had to break it down. And he said, you know what, this shouldn't, in theory, this shouldn't work. But I said, but then you hear it, and it does. So that's kind of the other beauty of it. It's got this crazy name like it's like D flat major minor 11 9 or something like that. But and it's not that it's wrong per se in that way. It's just that it breaks the rule. But that's what we wanted.
That's what we wanted, exactly.
And when Dave had or Blake, excuse me, I don't know what you're using on this one.
Well, I'll what do you call it? I'll bleep it out.
There you go. So when we were writing that stuff, okay, we got to find something to make it, interesting, or not that the song was interesting, but to make it more what you were going for.
We were going for that weird waltz song thing, and then it worked. It totally works. I think it works.
I love that.
I love it. Noel, what about you? Well, first of all, cheers. It's my second beer, so.
Oh yeah, I'll have to get one too.
I got pizza, so cheers to pizza.
Cheers to pizza.
That's the number one thing that I crave with the lockdown stuff. If I could do it, I'm glad I can't get it all the time. And I try not to have too many deliveries and stuff.
What, pizza? Really? America and I have pizza like once a week, sometimes twice a week.
I know that if I indulge that Jones, I'll want it. How much I eat.
No, for sure. But we go to like this one place, like we go to fancy pizza places. There's like a local pizza place down our street. There's and then there's this other pizza place that we just like that's like in the valley. It's pretty good. Noel, what have you been up to musically? I know you've been playing with the Boners.
Whew. I've been trying to play Christmas music a lot.
Really? On the keyboard?
Specifically Vince Guaraldi. I love that Charlie Brown Christmas album, but I have
okay.
I have the music sheet, but the problem with it is it doesn't give me his solos. So as soon as it breaks to like a solo part, like I'm on my own, which I feel like I'm naked in a river basically at that point, because
Yeah.
it's jazz music to its I don't know, jazz music's just crazy, man. I don't know what I really want to get to a teacher that can teach me like their techniques or where their mindset is when it comes to soloing, because it can seem very like, I don't know, I feel like there's a certain trick I think all jazz players have, but it takes just one thing to learn for them to kind of go off, you know?
Yeah.
But it's something that works, and I've yet to kind of grasp that. But as far as learning the jazz chords, it's been coming a lot easier. I've just been buying books, man. Just same thing as I've always been doing. Just I keep piling up the books on my shelf back here, and I just pick a book and because right now for the TBS show that we're doing for YouTube.
Yeah, Winter Solstice, yeah.
Yeah, I picked a
Winter
good Christmas song.
Solstice, brought to you by Sam Adams. Winter lager for the winter solstice. Drink up this winter, folks. Sorry, go on. Had to do that.
No, it's good. It's perfect. That's what we need. Promotional advertisement.
They totally didn't even pay for this. Whatever.
But yeah, other than that, like it's just that grind. Honestly, I finally had just, this has been the month where I finally just had taken some time off to like not focus on piano, because I think since definitely at the beginning of quarantine, I was just so deep into just reading books and just getting that knowledge of reading and sight reading and knowing where my finger positions are when I need to play a certain chord in its second or third, inversion or something like that. But it's come a long way. It sucks because I should have like somehow documented it to see maybe how my progress has been. But I know without a doubt that I've been getting better as a piano player. It's just the soloing. That's all it is. That was the last thing when I learned how to play drums. It's like I learned how to play all the beats. I learned how to do all these rhythms, but like soloing was like the last thing I ever got to cover before I felt completely comfortable with like that instrument.
Right.
And I feel like the piano is going to be like the same way for me. But the good news is I'm supposed to meet up with my my old band teacher from like third grade. He's been like, he's like the only
Which was
teacher
only like 10 years ago, right, for you?
Yeah, but he's been teaching like kids like since the 70s or 80s. He's an old dude, but he knows a lot of shit. Like, and he's a good blues piano player. So this Monday I'm gonna go sit in with him and watch his band practice, and they just do blues. But I have a very close bond with him. It's the reason why I enjoy blues for what it is, and it's probably led me into what I like jazz about. But that's it. Just breaking down complicated music as usual, and just listening to podcasts and music all day, man.
Right.
When I got free time.
Oh, what do you think of Joe Rogan recently?
Which one?
I know you're like whatever, but no, Joe Rogan like I don't know, kind of like went down for me personally.
Really?
Like he was like against like masks like early on, and it's like, okay, man, like.
You know what? Nah, you know what? Because there was an episode where him and Bill Burr were like, they were digging at each other. Because like Bill Burr was all about wearing masks, and then Joe Rogan said something about it. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" But I think
he called him out on it. I saw
that. And like it was like, oh shit. But I mean, it's like, again, I wear a mask because it makes other people feel more comfortable. I feel like it's the right thing to do, but I don't know. I always feel like when he says something I don't agree with, it's like with Bill Maher. Like I like Bill Maher, but there's a lot of shit that he says, and I'm like, I don't really agree with that at all. you know. But I like him as a comedian.
Sure.
At the end of the day, these guys are comedians trying to just provoke something that's a little different from everybody else's, you know, thought process on how everything in the world is supposed to be going.
Right.
You know, but you know, dude, I was listening to one just recently about he had these two guys on talking about that UFO. It's the ones that the Navy saw. From their that Tic Tac or something.
Yeah.
And they talked about one story, and I was like, okay, now we're getting. They were talking about that Steven Spielberg movie, Encounters of the Third Kind or something.
Yeah.
So there's a new documentary coming out, and they were talking about these kids in Africa, and they saw these aliens that look like those aliens from the movie. And he individually like asked them like, okay, what did this thing look like to you? And they all drew something similar, like to what the aliens from that movie look like. And then they revisited it like 20 years later, and they were like all on board saying like, yeah, we saw this fucking thing that looked out of this world. It looked like an alien. It flew up in a spaceship, and you know, everyone pretended like it just never happened. But it was just like, whoa, okay. Like we're kind of getting somewhere with this UFO shit now, because I think we're gonna find out pretty soon like what aliens have really visited, you know, on this planet. And I was like, oh shit, finally, like, because I was also surprised to learn that the president, they even get information withheld from them about the UFOs and the alien shit. So like they were asking like they found out like there's somebody higher than the president that can release this information to the public. There's only a few humans in the world that know about what's really going on as far as like extraterrestrial life.
Terrestrial life and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like I don't know. I kind of like made me stand still, because it's one of those moments in time where like maybe we will get to see it. Like if, you know, how long have we been really trying to cover up the aliens for? I don't know. It's like I kind of want to be a UFOologist.
Do you think there have been any aliens that have come visit from Uranus?
Maybe.
Next question. Tell us all. Hold on, where's my questions thing? Tell us, what is your favorite memory from Mango Napalm when as a 3-piece? So not before when we were just a 2-piece, but as a 3-piece. What was your favorite memory? You know, before the apocalypse.
You want to go first, Luis?
Sure. The last, well, those first few shows when we had already had Noel for a bit, the first, like the debut in those first few, were a lot of fun, because we played different stuff. We were in The Other Door, in the Rainbow,
The Other Door, yeah,
and little places like that, and it all felt so different. I think we did the Redwood Bar too, and a couple times from that one, but the first one was more fun for me. And then, but my favorite show was the last show that we did at Nella.
Yeah.
Because one, we wanted to go off with a bang, and two, it was just a good way to head out. So we were rehearsed, ready to go. Oh, and the EP release, of course, that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last show might have been my favorite.
Was that the last time we played?
Yeah, I think so.
Not quite. No, we did. Oh wait, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Because the Nightingale thing we did at the studio, that was before. Yeah, you're right.
That was before.
That was before.
Yeah. Then we did a
week before.
Oh my God, so crazy.
Because it wasn't that for the release for our music video?
No, it was just the last show.
Last show at Nella, yeah, one of the last few weeks.
One of the last, yeah, we were in there the last month.
Yeah.
And so there was more weight to it. I felt like.
Dude, Dave pulled out right at the at the right time, I guess. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, they would have. Yeah, if they wouldn't. Yeah, instead of selling when he wanted to, he would have been forced to and gotten screwed.
Right, exactly. Yeah, at least he sold.
For sure.
Yeah, jeez. All right, what about you, Noel?
My most favorite memorable one is, I think, the first show, and that's when I had my fucked up leg.
Yeah, I remember you played on your
And I remember getting mad at Andrea because she wanted me to play in a wheelchair, and I was like, "Fuck no, I'm not playing no goddamn wheelchair." I was like, "I'm standing up," and like I was in so much pain. I was like, "Fuck this."
I'm doing it for the rock.
Yeah. I'm not going out like Axl Rose.
What happened to him?
Dude, you ever seen that? He broke his ankle and then they wheeled him out in a chair. I think they did the same thing with Dave Grohl too.
Yeah, but he played. Yeah,
Dave Grohl played. Yeah.
Yeah.
Axl Rose didn't play. I would assume not.
I don't remember. I remember they brought him out in a chair though. He came out in a chair and I was like, "Fuck no." I was like, I'm like, if I can stand up, I'm gonna stand up.
Yeah.
But I paid for it. But yeah, it hurt. But like that felt so magical because I was like, I wanted to do that so bad. I wanted to play bass, and like it was like the first show. I was like, all right, like let me show these guys I can hang with them.
We already knew that, you know.
My favorite.
CBS house,
yeah. My favorite, and some of the stuff at the Rainbow Room is blurry, but I'm pretty sure it was our first time we played there because I remember singing and we had like a good amount of people there. Was that the first time when people?
No, it was the second time.
That was the second time.
The second time we had more people.
As a 3-piece.
As a 3-piece, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We played it twice. First one, I forgot my guitar.
Oh, that's. I thought that was the 2-piece. Okay, that was with Noel.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, and then the second time was when we like killed him. There was a lot of people there.
There were a lot of people.
That was my favorite. That was just so fun.
Everybody was hanging out. We were hanging out in the Hollywood Vampires loft.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was fun.
Throwing up. It was very rock and roll.
Oh, that's right. Someone in our party threw up too.
Yeah, somebody else. I was looking at who. And then yeah, we had a lot of people there, and the place was packed. The bartenders were horrible as always.
Horrible.
And then we played the Stereo Love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That was the whole thing. They took like an hour and a half to set up. And then the next thing,
they were like checking their levels.
Yeah, they were setting up a fan. Then they just walked away for like a half hour.
Yeah.
And then that wannabe like rock and roll, you know, the new rock and roll types, you know, like the Scent, you know, these douchebags were.
It's the new Motley Crue.
Right.
Rita Van Fleet, that kind. You know,
oh yeah.
They're so popular. Stuff like that is so popular right now. It makes me sick. But they were up, and those were the dudes that I heard in the bathroom. I went to go take a leak, and they're saying, "I lost my hairspray. It was $60. I lost it at the whiskey," and I was doing everything I could not to laugh. And then they went up and they sucked, and well, you know, not. And then that's when we said, you know what, fuck this. We've been here forever. We got there early. Like, yeah, we do. And no, you know, we were all drunk and hungry. It was like,
yeah, let's just leave.
And that's when we left.
That's right. Yeah, that was just so fun.
That was fun. That was a fun one too. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember someone talked to us. Someone really liked us. It was cute.
Well, a few people really liked it.
A few people at that show.
At that show, yeah. One dude was kept screaming, "Play more country."
All right. Oh yeah, that's right. Play more country. Yeah, that was so fun. Yeah, because they were like really digging it. All right, next one. What is your worst memory? And this can be 3-piece or 2-piece.
3-piece or 2-piece. How about you, Noel? You start us off on this one. How about that?
Maybe it's your best and your worst because you had to play alert.
I mean, I don't know, because every time we play, I felt like it was a fun gig, no matter if it was shitty or great.
You avoided the lean years.
Yeah,
well, it's funny. Probably one of our worst shows Noel was at, and that was before we were even like really friends. We were so bad. It was so
Something
weird.
happened. Yeah, we were just completely off. I don't know what it was. And we had played the week before. One went well.
We were great. It's when comedians talk about like bombing on stage. Like it's the closest thing to it. It's just like you're doing everything you can, but it's just nothing is working.
Something went wrong. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
We were both off. I don't know. Weird.
that
might
have been mine, maybe.
How about you, Noel?
I can't really think. I mean, I'm trying to think of all the shows that. I mean, I think there's been a couple shows that we played, and like we were like, we'll never fucking come back here again. Like,
well, I'm trying to think what those were. Luis has a way better memory than I do.
Yeah, he does.
Oh wait, I think he knows. Yeah, it's usually places or people.
No, we played one show and we were like, we'll never fucking come back. Cause like we went on really late or something. Maybe I don't know if it was 5-star bar or.
We never played as a 3-piece.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we ever did.
We never did it, but it was something like that. It was it was just damn. And now it feels like it's so long ago.
Well, it's weird because like we were still doing Twisted Black Soul while doing Mango Napalm.
Yeah, so some of those things blur.
Must have been a doll hut.
Well,
yeah, you know what? Yeah, it was a fucking doll hut.
As a 3-piece or as a
3-piece.
Yeah,
as Mango, not as. Oh.
Remember, we went on like at like midnight almost.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're like.
But it was late, but nobody was hanging out.
Yeah.
Usually it was. And it wasn't like it was a Wednesday. It was.
Wasn't it Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, it was a Friday night, and people they all disappeared.
That place is weird. That place isn't like Cafe Nella where people just hang out there on a Friday or Saturday night. It's like there has to be an event. I've been there. Twisted Black Soul played there with maybe even with you guys with Brain Fragment, and it seemed like no one was there. Maybe
I was at one of those. I played one of those for sure, and I saw quite a few as well.
Right. Anyways,
I got a question.
Yeah.
What the fuck you think is gonna happen with all these music venues once this pandemic's over?
Ooh, good question.
Where the fuck are we gonna play?
They were dropping off before. They were starting to disappear before that. Nella's gone. Airliner was gone before the pandemic. There was another one that disappeared. Which one was it?
Maui Sugar Mill, I think, is like having a fundraiser.
It's getting threatened. Yeah. But they have Dave Grohl and Slash. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
As long as they get to the right people, I think they'll be fine. Because it's kind of an institution. It's not like a smaller place.
Yeah, no, true. That's the only place I could think of.
Yeah, and it's not a collective like stuff here where it's a bunch of people own one place or something. At least it's one or two people that own that place, and they've just been an institution for so long. So I think they'll be okay if they do it right. And if they find out about it, I think they'll be okay. I like playing there, and I don't. It's kind of a mixed blessing.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of people there.
There's a lot of people, but if they don't see, what they want to see.
Yeah.
Well, my fear is this. I think like how we were talking about how movies and TV shows are getting very corporatized.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where are there going to be enough outlets for us to play at venues like Cafe Nella, like those clubs once were, or You know, who's gonna really invest the money to open up a club where they just allow bands like us to perform there? You know, because LA, I can't believe how much LA has changed within this whole year. I mean, it's so sad right now. It's like, God damn, like
Spaceland Club. That was the other big one.
What place?
Spaceland.
Oh, that's right. Spaceland closed.
Not that they wanted us there, but
right.
But, you know, Echo Flex. You know, those people. They're all owned by the same people. That's a little secret. It's not a secret, but it's a well-guarded fact. It's a rarely talked about fact that a lot of these, you know, indie clubs are owned by a collective of people.
Right.
Well, there was another one. What's that one on next to the Echo? I think it's called like the Knight's Tale or something, or I don't know.
That place disappeared before the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know of that place.
Yeah, it was the night something. It wasn't even there that long. It wasn't even there a year.
Oh, yeah. That sucks. I didn't even hear about it.
Lot 1's gone.
Yeah, I think that's one of the first places I saw you guys. I have pictures from that show because I took pictures of you guys in video.
Wait, what place is this?
The Lot 1 Cafe.
Oh, Lot 1 Cafe. That's right. Oh, yeah. With that, actually, that's one of my favorite videos of Mango.
That was a fun night.
That was a fun night, and we played great. We did I'm Gonna Fucking Kill You, and I still watch it sometimes. I felt like an asshole. I was like, fuck, we did a really good job.
That's funny. The White Knight, that's what it was, Noel.
Yeah.
That was across. It was something else before. I can't even remember what it was now. And then it became the White. It was like it was a Mexican restaurant before that. And then it became the White Knight, and then that place disappeared, even though they hosted Echo Park Horizon and stuff like that.
Across the street. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, Lot 1 closed just a bit before the pandemic because they were already they were starting to see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Collectives are the ones who own everything. You know, in Pasadena, a lot of those bars that are still open and can still run, even the Lucky Baldwin, those are run by collectives. They're investment groups.
Yeah.
What can you do? And they're starting to lose the vibe of it. I mean, there's still Old Town Pub, but that place is so sporadic with its lineups and
promoters.
It changes so much.
It does.
And you never know what kind of night you're going to get at the Old Town. One night it could be a Tuesday, and Friday night there's nobody there. You just never know.
One of the shows we played where literally nobody was there, like except for the bartender.
None of the bands were there either.
None of the bands. Oh, and the promoter wasn't even there.
Dude, yeah, it was a Christmas show. I remember because we were psyched for it. We love playing Christmas.
Yeah.
We love playing St. Patrick's Day. There was one act when we got there. You know, we got there and we got there early like we always do.
Yeah.
And there was somebody already playing, and we said, "Oh yeah, they weren't on the bill." And they said, "Oh yeah, this is just the bartender or the bartender. Oh yeah, he just brought in for the night." Oh, okay, cool. And that he was cool. It was a fun little act. And then the promoter didn't show up. He said, "Well, we're supposed to play, but there's like two or three other bands that are supposed to be here." And then we just kept waiting, and then nothing happened. So we ended up playing 2 sets.
2 sets, yeah.
But yeah, and we tried contacting the promoter, and he wouldn't respond to us. He never reached out saying what happened. We just kept playing, and then the crowd was already, they were just hostile anyway. First they were indifferent, then became hostile. We turned. But that's part of what that's one of the things we've learned over the years is that if they're indifferent, a good way to get them engaged is to piss them off.
Yeah, no, what were we gonna say? No.
Well, it doesn't has. I don't. It was a TBS show. Remember, was it that show by that Universal place, Universal Bar and Grill?
Yeah, UBG.
Yeah.
We played there?
We were going to play there, and then we didn't.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the promoters.
Yeah. And I
And
showed you guys. I showed you guys. I remember being like, "Was this on me?" And I was like, "No." I showed you guys the conversation, and it was like, he's like, "Well, I didn't tell you about a contract." And we're like, "You never said anything about it. Like, how was I supposed to know there was going to be a contract?"
I know the nerve of that fucker. I hate that guy. I'm not going to say his name.
I know. Yeah.
He's done that kind of stuff so many times. He does that stuff all the time. He comes up with a contract and he forces you. And it's, dude, we're not going to get any money out of this. What the fuck? He's just doing it to make himself feel better.
Yeah.
And then, he screws bands over like that all the time. After a while, we played, when I was playing with the Ponies, we did one for him. And it was a nightmare and everybody was pissed off. And then he kept asking to play. I was like, fuck you, I'm not doing that again. Because I had already had experience with us, and both with TBS and Mango. I said, no, I'm not doing that again. And then, UBG changed a lot after Chief. And a lot of the original people, even the owner changed. Well, he died. But,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, none of the awesome bartenders were there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were awesome. We would get pitchers of beer, and then like after a while, they would just give it to us for free. They were like, "Hey, just here," like, and they only charged us for the first 2 or 3.
That place is a
They were
mixed
great.
blessing too. Yeah, it could be a mixed blessing too.
Yeah, it was a mixed blessing. That was like our first home, though.
It was our first time for a while.
Or before Cafe Nello became.
Because we played a lot. Yeah, we
played so much there. Like not only like Friday nights, Saturday nights, but like whenever Chief would call us and be like, "Hey, can you play this night?"
Like a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, at like 11:30. Like, okay, Chief.
Then it'd get pushed to 1.
Right.
We would have like 7 acts, and it started at 7:30 when but all the singer-songwriter people would show up, and they'd bring their girlfriends and boyfriends, and then they'd leave.
I did a good job, didn't I, honey?
That's what it was. Yeah. One band, we were playing, and then we had finished, and we were starting to take our gear down, and they just started bringing stuff up. They didn't even look at us. Like, get the fuck off, dude. And then they stuck. I didn't like them at all. And then the girl, who walked in right when they started playing, she hadn't even been there because they showed up right as we were ending, basically. And then she comes, "Hey, do you want to sign our mailing list?" I said, "Fuck no." And she says, "What do you mean?" I said, "Fuck you." And she didn't know what to say. She just walked away. She walked off. Fuck, because these people never expect compliments.
I know. Because everything's been handed to them.
Everything's been handed. Everybody loves us. Fuck you.
Yeah. I don't know why this sparked this memory, or one of you said something from earlier, but I loved when we were taking pictures, like for promotion for our CD. We were at that one bar, and that one guy was there. What was his name?
Pancake.
He was like famous in the area.
Yeah, he's one of those local guys. King Eddie.
King Eddie, that's right. Yeah, in downtown LA.
It's funny. A year or so after that, this random group that I know, of course, my lady, she, she's all about local LA history and stuff, and she follows some groups that are into that.
Yeah.
And they had a presentation, and they brought up Pancake.
Really?
Yeah. I know that guy. And then I showed her the picture. I said, "Yeah, he was just drinking with him, like on a Tuesday." He just came up and we all just started hanging out. It was just funny.
Dude.
My phone number, it was the whole thing.
That guy and some other dude was all over me.
Yeah.
Like I remember one of those guys gave me a back massage, and whenever I touch somebody, I don't care who it is, like they touch my back and give me back massage, I will take it.
I'm all for it.
But I was like, and I was like, oh, these motherfuckers want me. I was like, especially Pancake.
Pancake was all over you.
Yeah. And then the bartender, he said, "Oh, what's going on with the bar over here?" I went,
I don't know. He's young.
Yeah, I get it. And the dude, at least Pancake wasn't over there, but bartender Mike, he was a good looking like metrosexual guy. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he have a catchphrase? He kept saying the same catchphrase at the bar too. He kept saying, "That's beautiful, beautiful." I remember he kept saying that over and over again.
A little drinky. I was pretty drinky by that time.
That was like our last stop.
Yeah, and then I was people, we were getting those really strong, getting a bunch of whiskey and stuff. And I started to feel it because we were taking pictures, so I kept drinking. I didn't want to see him glass, so I kept.
So ridiculous.
I miss those moments. I miss those days.
I know.
It's not just the playing music. It's the weird little things that happen at a show.
Right, at shows before.
Which is why I like showing up early and why I like to stay as close to the end as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
When stuff happens when you talk to people and you deal with all this stuff, and you get to see more. You get to get more of a flavor of what's going on. That's what I really enjoy about that aspect of it. It's not the playing music is live is that's for me and for me alone as far as that part goes. But then everything else, that's how you connect with people.
Right.
Hanging out in a pub, tavern, bar kind of situation. It's a lost art, and that's how I like to do it.
The Regal Beagle.
Oh yeah, no.
Talking about that earlier.
Yeah, have you seen Three's Company, Noel? Did you ever watch that show at all?
I know the theme song. Come on, knock on our door.
Dude, the show.
Go for it, Dave.
Oh no, sorry, I just dropped my keys. No, I was gonna say that America and I just started watching it. America, remembered it as a kid. It was on for 8 seasons, so she remembers a little bit the later seasons. And she was like, "This show is always funny," and we would try and find it. And we found it on Pluto. It's an app, Pluto TV. So we started watching it, and I had heard of it, of course, and know about John Ritter, but I watched it, and holy shit, is it fucking hilarious! It is so wrong, but in the best way possible. And they also kind of know it's wrong, but it's funny. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with those 70s and 60s shows, but a lot of them were really, really good.
Really good. Just it was confidence. They were so confident with the writing. It was just so ridiculous.
Yeah, and they find great performers that locked in and went for it. Yeah, and it's funny, Noel, because when Blake asked me when we could do this, we talked a little bit, and he brought up the Three's Company thing, and I told him, dude, one of my guitars is named after one of the characters in the show, and then as we talked a little bit more about it, I realized one of the reasons I love pubs so much as opposed to clubs and stuff like that is because of the pub where the characters always hung out. It was called the Regal Beagle, and it's a pub, and it just has this charm to it. It's just down to earth kind of looking place. And I'm seeing this as a kid now. I like that, and I like that a lot. And then growing up, I ended up loving that kind of because of that. It's weird how this show
it kind of influences you. Yeah, I felt like watching this now. Actually, there's other stuff that probably influenced you. You had no idea about.
I'm sure there's more to it. Yeah.
No, but John Ritter was such a good performer. I wanted to say Susan Sarandon. What's her name?
Suzanne Summers.
Suzanne Summers is so cute, and Joyce DeWitt is awesome. She's kind of she's the straight person, in it, and she kills it. But yeah, it's just all of them. John Ritter had it, but I was noticing more. All three of them had the the physical comedy so down, which is what I really and just I was watching something about Three's Company because now I'm obsessed, and they were saying that when they would shoot the shows, it was an hour, which is actually pretty fast for a 24-minute sitcom with a live audience. So it really was shot kind of like a theater way, where it's things were moving at a fast pace. They were going into as scenes changed, they were going into a different room, changing. They would come in, and the energy just was there, and they captured that on film. The energy's there. They're not doing a bunch of takes and like, okay, let's stop, let's move it, and then move around. Because like other shows like Friends or whatever, some of those take like 2 to 3 hours to tape one 24-hour episode. This is 1 hour, and they cut it down to 24 minutes, which is really fast.
Yeah. It's just you could say the same thing for music. I mean, the way that they chop it and film too, the way that things are edited and chopped. I mean, it's a lot simpler, but because of how you need the actors to act and the way that things need to be written to portray whatever they're trying to show, it just seemed like it's just those types. Like I was watching All in the Family, you know.
Yeah.
And you got like a guy whose dad's Republican and the wife stands by his man, but his daughter's like a liberal, and the dad thinks her boyfriend is a hippie, and you got all you got all these like different dynamics, but in that show it always worked. It just worked because you had good actors playing their part, and you didn't have these setups where like you said, it was all off the vibe of how well the writing was, and then it was up to the actors to bring it to life, which is why I love Sanford and Son. That's probably one of my favorite.
I never watched that. That's
oh
another one I never watched.
My God, I have it all on DVD.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've watched every episode. I mean, they're fantastic.
I wonder if it's on Pluto. I'll check it out.
It might be. It's on there somewhere. But yeah, because Red Fox was a stand-up, and he was an impromptu performer. He was one of the quickest around and just naturally funny guy. And I can't remember the actor's name, but his particular son, was a very good straight man. That's a lost art, as far as being somebody that is both supposed to be playing but somehow memorable and able to work with the other people.
Yeah,
it's a great back and forth. It's like the super flashy guitarist with a solid drummer.
Yeah.
They can go crazy, but they've got that rock. They've got that foundation. A solid drummer.
Sounds like Van Halen to me.
That's what it was. But,
yeah, there you go. Oh, I know. Yeah.
I still can't believe that, man. Like,
I do. It'd been a long time coming. He'd been fighting it for the last 15 years, and then the last 5 he got bad.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah. So, like I said, the timing of it, whatever, because you don't hear about it. But yeah, it was a long time coming. What are you gonna do? Yeah. And I never stopped listening. So I just drank more that night and that kind of thing.
You know what was weird? I always loved the music growing up, but like after he passed away, I was starting to get recommendations for videos of Eddie, and he was on the late what is it? What was the David Letterman? Is that the Late Show or the
Late Show? Yeah.
Yeah, the Late Show. He was just like a guest guitarist for the band with what's his name? Old
Paul
Baldy.
Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer, yeah. And he was just like in a Hawaiian shirt, and just like just like playing songs and playing his style, and just like between like the commercials and stuff, he was just like part of the band, and it was just like how cool that you have Eddie Van Halen just kind of playing with Paul Schaefer during the the Late Show.
Indeed.
It was
stuff like
cool.
That,
yeah.
A bygone time. If you ever want to just see how much has changed with the music scene and how it hasn't changed, there's an awesome book called Van Halen Rising. It's written by Greg Renoff. It goes mostly into the history of how they coalesced and the things that just the grind. These guys never turned down a show. They just played and played and played, and they would do everything. And they were trying to get a deal and everything, but a lot of stuff got in the way. But you get to see little glimpses of the kind of people they were dealing with in the scene that were there at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's funny how people were doing the same shit that we see now. Trying to fuck other people over, trying to, make themselves look good with this, and kowtowing to whatever the trend was rather than being themselves. It's all there. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
But that's a very personal thing too, because it's like they made it in the city that we're trying to make it in too. You know, it's like, you know, they're in Pasadena. It's like, fuck, that's right around the block from where we all relatively, you know, live. And but every scene has changed over like every decade. I mean, the Sunset Strip is not what the Sunset Strip was known for in the 70s and 80s, in my opinion.
But they still bank on that nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Motley Crue, The Doors. It's like,
now it's like, come play here. And
for $600.
Yeah, exactly. No, fucking Justin Ronnie King talks about it in one of the earlier podcasts, where he says that he was there when they started doing pay to play. All these rich kids were like or rich families were saying, let my kids play here, and they're like, no, and they're like, well, we'll give you like $500, and they're like, well, on second thought, and then that's actually kind of how it started. And then they were like, okay, well, if you want to play here, you got to pay, and it all.
No, pre-sale ticket. You got to pay.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, one of the only times we ever did a pre-sale thing, I think it was the first. Yeah, we only did it like twice. The first time we didn't know at all, and then the second time we didn't really know, but we figured we'd try it anyway.
Yeah.
But that first one, I wanted to quit after that. Dude,
I told.
Oh, you told Noel?
Oh no, I told Ismail about it. I had to. Yeah. Ridiculous. Yeah, we really didn't.
Yeah, everything about it was bad. No, it was. I mean, it was a Saturday night. Okay, cool. And they said, okay, yeah, you know, $5, $10 tickets or something like that.
Right.
The venue was in downtown somewhere. We figured, oh, cool, some place.
Yeah, it's a downtown place.
Off the freeway in the shitty side of the Flower District or something. Nothing around it at all.
Yeah.
It was a dead part of downtown. You know, basically
dead part of downtown.
Side. And it ended up being this shitty warehouse with almost no seats, one bathroom that wasn't really a bathroom, no drinks, nothing. It was just an empty warehouse in the middle. Kind of in the middle, they put a little carpet, and then there were some microphones. And when we got there were like 15, 20 people. And then we saw it was all kids and their parents.
Like literally like 14, 15-year-old kids.
What the fuck?
You could tell it was like School of Rock kind of. This is why I hate School of Rock. Or anything where like Speed of Light, fucking hate them. Anyway, because it's, they're all being set up to succeed. They think it's because they're awesome, but no, it's because they're kids. And, trying to be nice, even though I know they're kids, I go, hey, try to get set. They all just froze as if I was going to either rape them or eat them. They wouldn't say anything. And then everybody left.
Oh, isn't that the worst thing ever?
And then we had like 2 or 3 people that came for us.
Yeah.
And then we played our set. And I was just so down. It sounded awful. And
it was pretty bad.
And then they said, okay, it's this much. I went, what? Said, yeah, seriously, you only sold like 2 or 3 tickets. Or, and I had to go and get cash, and I was so downtrodden. It was awful. And we had already had trouble getting gigs because we didn't know anybody.
It was early on. Yeah, very early.
Yeah, because it was very much promoter driven, and I didn't know anybody, and Dave didn't either, or Blake didn't either. So we didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
In San Francisco, when I was still playing up there, it was, you just call up a place and say, hey, do you have any openings this night? Sure. All right. Done. You can play.
Yeah, finally. What's it called? The hourglass is empty. The time is done. The podcast is over, but we can still talk. So
cool.
Yeah, so let's continue talking, but just to end this part, what are you looking forward to once the pandemic is over?
The pandy, yeah.
The pandy. One thing you're looking forward to. It doesn't even have to be about music. It can just be about anything. One thing.
Go for it, Noel.
Go for it, Noel.
I just want to fucking play again, man. That's it. Like I want to play a show. It's been too long already. Like even a month was too long, and I've just
It's been way
I.
longer.
It's just it's weird, man. It's a weird time to be in, but when I really sincerely do really believe that once everything does start to go back to normal, I think music is going to be better than I ever thought it could be, with because I don't know, I don't know what you guys think about what music's been coming out in the last 5 to 10 years, but I
All
think with
excellent.
enough with enough time to sit and reflect and have this fucking thing consume everybody and have it do so many different things, I think creatively music, it has a chance to really reform itself.
Yeah, kind of in the same idea. I'm hoping people who thought that they wanted to be musicians are realizing, oh, I actually don't really want to do this. And so they can like step aside. Thank you. No, Luis.
Same, dude. Just being out
Yeah.
and playing. That's all I want. I just want to play again and play live again and get crazy and get all this, wild and pent up energy out, and to connect.
Yeah.
That's I miss, and just missing people. I mean, I'm a misanthrope and an old man, and I hate a lot of stuff, but the people I love, and I want to be able to see them, whether I'm seeing a show or playing a show. It's my favorite thing, and it's been, yeah. I mean, we had already been, it had been a long time since we had played even before it started. We
Yeah.
were starting to rehearse, we're starting to write, and then
Yeah. We were getting those 5 songs ready.
we're getting stuff together, and yeah, thanks. Oh yeah, I do finish that one. We'll have to work on. We'll have to work on other stuff.
We'll have to work on it sometime soon.
So yeah, that's been my big thing. I just want to play out again and see how it goes.
Same. Yeah, I want to be at a bar playing or even watching music. I don't even, even watching it would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much fun. Yeah, it's just, with all this, I realize it's my favorite place to be.
Yeah.
Listening to music live is the best for me. I love it. And then hanging out with people and talking to them and see how everything is fantastic.
All right. Well, to end this, let's just, for the cover of the YouTube thing, just like give me like your war face from Full Metal Jacket, and then I'll use that as the cover. I'll use it as the cover for the YouTube page. Yeah, so it would just be like. All right.
That good?
Thanks, guys. All right.